Well, Warren Buffett over the weekend had a lot to say about cryptocurrency, Robinhood, so much more. He was, I don't know, maybe he's just, he's in his older age now, and he's just like, I'm not pulling any punches. You want to know how I feel about these things? So this is how I feel. I'm not a big fan of this retail space. He says, there's the stocks only go up crowd, and then there's Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, and his longtime business partner Charlie Munger, who were back. They haven't been back on the stage together in quite a while. 90 years old and 97 years old, respectfully. They pushed back on some of these big trends in investing during the company's annual shareholder meeting on Saturday. It was interesting to get their take on cryptocurrency, to hear what they think about this retail investing move, certainly on with Robinhood and GameStop and all of this. Here are just a few takeaways that I had. Bitcoin. Munger said, of course, I hate Bitcoin. He said, I hate the Bitcoin success. And he said, cryptocurrency is used for criminal enterprises. He says, I think I should say modestly, the whole damn development is disgusting and contrary to the interests of civilization, which I just don't understand. I don't get how you get that thought, that this is contrary to civilization when government fiat currency continues to collapse. Again, David and I talk about this here on the show all the time, that no fiat currency in world history has ever survived. And here, for the very first time, you have a new monetary system, which is Bitcoin. You have a new monetary system, which is decentralized, not run by any state government, not any one government. And if something goes offline, it doesn't matter, because no government controls it and can just print whatever they want. So I just don't understand that. But here are Berkshire Hathaway CEO and partner Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett on these questions.
Now that the crypto market overall is valued at $2 trillion, do you still consider cryptos as worthless artificial gold?
Well, I knew there'd be a question on Bitcoin or crypto. And I thought to myself, well, I've watched these politicians dodge questions all the time, and I always find it kind of disgusting when they do it. But the truth is, I'm going to dodge that question because we probably got hundreds of thousands of people watching this that own Bitcoin, and we probably got 2 people that are short. So we got a choice of making 400,000 people mad at us and unhappy, or making 2 people happy, and that's just a dumb equation. So I thought about it. We had a governor one time in Nebraska, and a long time ago, but he would get a tough question. What do you think about property taxes, or what should we do about schools? And he'd look right at the person. He'd say, I'm all right on that one. And then he'd just walk off. Well, I'm all right on that one, and we'll see how Charlie is.
And Charlie will tell him more truthful here.
Well, those who know me well are just waving the red flag of the bull. Of course, I hate the Bitcoin success. And I don't welcome a currency that's so useful to kidnappers and extortionists and so forth, nor do I like just shuffling out a few extra billions and billions and billions of dollars to somebody who just invented a new financial product out of thin air. So I think I should say modestly that I think the whole damn development is disgusting and contrary to the interests of civilization. And
I can't believe he actually said the words out of thin air with a straight face.
I know.
Like, what are they doing right now with the US dollar? They're printing it out of thin air.
Right. Exactly. I think it's crazy.
I do want to say that Warren missed a golden opportunity. He could have said, I'm going to doge that question.
Yeah, he's just pretty witty. I'm surprised he didn't think of that one. I'm going to doge that question. They didn't bring up Dogecoin, but she did ask a lot of good questions. I just think it's funny to think that, and Bill Maher went on and on about this week too on HBO, and this idea that Bitcoin, it's fake, it's made up, it's you can say that all you want, but this is the future of our monetary system. And the amount of things and projects right now being built on the back of Ether, Ethereum, right? So you have Bitcoin on the one side, you have Ethereum on the other. And yes, it might be number 2 to Bitcoin's number 1. That's fine. But look at Ethereum. Visa, talking about building their platform, their transaction platform on Ethereum. Visa on Ethereum, on Ether.
Well, if you think about it, the Bitcoin, the way that they mine it, it's finite. And currency has to be finite. It has to have some kind of value that is based on, how long it can last. Whereas right now, the US dollar is infinite. They can print as much as they want, and they're printing, I don't even know how much they're printing these days every month, but they print money like there's nothing backing it. Bitcoin is backed by labor. The US dollar is backed by nothing.
Exactly. And that's the thing. We know how much Bitcoin exists, and we can just continue to push out US dollars. Again, talk to any expert in the financial world. Ask them, do they have any cash? Are they keeping their money in cash? And the answer is absolutely not. They're not keeping their money in cash. I mean, look what Warren Buffett, I don't know how many of you watched the video that I did yesterday on Warren Buffett and his gold mistake. How many of you watched that? If you haven't watched that, go check out that video after today's show. But I talk about Warren Buffett's huge mistake on gold. He kept money in cash. He kept Berkshire Hathaway money in cash when he had $130 billion. And 20 years ago, when he had $70 billion, even if he would only have used half of that money, and instead of sitting it in US dollars, if he would have put that in gold, he would now run the largest company in the world. It would be $3 trillion company. It would be $3 trillion, 3 times the size of Apple. But he kept it in US dollars. Now imagine if that was even put in gold, or imagine if it was put in Bitcoin. And look what Tesla just did. Look what Elon Musk just did by investing $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Their profits exploded as a result of it. So,
I told you that last week or whatever when I was talking about Bitcoin that had I listened to Ron Paul in 2012 and invested the $20,000 that I had, I would have $167 million right now.
So I guess you didn't learn your lesson. But
nope.
But then you didn't learn your lesson last week when I said hold Bitcoin, and you're like, I got to sell it. And you sold it, and if you just would have held it for another few days, you would have made your profit. You would have been up.
Yeah.
See? Maybe third time's a charm.
Maybe third time. I might try Ethereum a little bit. Where do you actually get Ethereum? Like, how do you do that? How do you get into that?
I mean, anywhere. I mean, Ethereum is such a popular, coin. You can buy it anywhere, really. But Coinbase, etc. But
Public?
No, not yet. Public is for just for stocks. It's not. Public is not crypto just yet. But you can actually, if you're on Webull, you can do it on Webull. But I do it on Binance. So I'm a Binance guy. That's my platform. That, and I'm actually starting with Bybit. So I'll have some more info on Bybit real soon as well. So some really fascinating platforms with very low fees. But Ethereum you can get in on as this thing runs up. I mean, this is, again, exploded since last week, just up a ridiculous amount. Warren Buffett also talked about Robinhood and this idea that, this is just a platform for retail investors. He said it's taking advantage of the gambling instincts of society, and it isn't admirable. He says it creates its own reality for a while, and nobody tells you when the clock is going to strike 12, and everyone turns to pumpkins and mice, he said.
It sounds like he's talking about the US dollar.
Well, this idea of Robinhood, I mean, I think it's an interesting discussion to have, right? It's this idea that he and I believe truly that Warren Buffett is all about wanting to get as many people involved in trading as possible. That's been sort of his lifelong mission, right? Is to get people trading, get people learning about investing in businesses, and empowering you to take control of your financial future, right? He has a very similar mission, I think, to mine by doing this show. But where I disagree is this idea that you lump everyone together and you basically say that this platform, this Robinhood platform, by making it flashy and fun, then everyone's going to get screwed. And I think he's right in part. I think, social media and this, Reddit forums and so forth, driving people to jump into GameStop and AMC and things like that. Yes, people got burned, people got screwed, people don't know what they're doing. That's one thing. But I think to some degree, he's right about Robinhood. You know, Robinhood plays into this. Robinhood released a statement basically saying, we don't think it's right for you to insult retail investors. We've created a platform which decentralizes and makes it accessible, democratizes trading. It allows everyone to get involved in this. And of course they're going to say that, right? They're making so much money off of people who shouldn't be trading, people who don't have any education about what's going on in the markets, and they get into this stuff. And Robinhood knows that. So they can come out and play the role of like the populist and be like, we're defending our right to trade. And oh yeah? But then why did you then stop people from actually buying into GameStop when it was going crazy and only allowing people to sell? Like if you're so in favor of the little guy, then why did the little guy get screwed when you decided to pull the lever back on people being able to sell GameStop or buy GameStop? So, I think it's nice and hypocritical of Robinhood to be talking out of both sides of its mouth. But and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Drop me a comment below. Is Warren Buffett right about Robinhood? Is he right about crypto? What about Charlie Munger? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.